Everybody, Joe Ringen here. I'm an author. I've written a fantasy book. It's called The Ballad of Ages, epic tale fantasy. I also love to read books, and I love to give my opinion on books, and hopefully inspire others to read some more maybe unknown books or at least very good books. Good books, in my opinion. Anyway, today I'm here to talk about a book I just finished reading. It's not a new story by any means, but it's the first time I've read the book. It's the Batman 1989 movie novelization, back when movies used to have novelizations. So I just finished it and I wanted to give my thoughts and sort of take you on a cool journey that I'm going to go through with some of these books, some of these Batman books. So before I get too far into it, I'll explain how I decided to read this novelization. I've seen the movie a million times. It's still great. But why did I decide to read the book? Well, I'll tell you. So, last Christmas, my parents picked me up a new book, a new last year, called Batman Resurrections by John Jackson Miller. It's a really cool concept. It picks up right after this movie, the 1989 movie. And so it's a really cool idea. I was stoked to see that this story is going to continue because this is the best Batman universe. And if you don't agree, you're lying or you're wrong. There's some other really good ones, but the Michael Keaton Batman universe is the best. I read online it's called Earth 89. That's the universe because obviously Batman 1989. Anyway, so I got that book, and as most books go, that it went on my endless pile of books that need to be read. I finally, over last year, started whittling down that pile. So the other week, I was like 2 away, and I was about to start reading that book. I was pretty excited because it's been almost a year, and I really wanted to get into it. Then, as fate decided, I was watching YouTube videos about obscure and cool books, which, by the way, the greatest thing about the internet, I found so many cool books online from other people, other cool YouTubers that have a lot of knowledge on old, fun books. And I've been inspired to read a lot of books because of them. And so I love doing that. And that's part of what I'm going to start reading. Anyway, you'll see in a sec. So, where was I going with that? Oh yeah, so I watched a video. I'm sorry for the life of me, I can't remember the name of the YouTuber. I like to give shout outs to increase their views, but I just can't find it. I looked, man. So if you're out there, thank you. Sorry you're not getting a shout out. But anyway, so he was giving a review of movie novelizations, and some of his favorite ones were the Batman movies. And there's actually like Batman 89, Batman Returns, and even like the trash ones like Batman Forever and Batman and Robin have movie novelizations, which is awesome. So anyway, so I'm like, all right, well, I think it would be fun to read all the books and then watch the movies. But I can't read. I got to read them in order, so I can't read Batman Resurrections because I got to read Batman 1989. So there's no bookstore in the world. Well, some used ones out there, but none of them have this book. I found it on eBay, and so I picked it up for like $4. It's like it's cool, you know. It's very just merchandisey. They wanted to sell this, make a ton of money, but yeah. So I'll get my thoughts on this book. It took me probably 4 hours to read this book. It goes fast. It's no Charles Dickens here. So if you're like waiting for your wife to get ready for dinner, to go out, and you're like, I just want to finish a book, this is a great option for that. So And then, some other cool things before I get into my thoughts on it. So I also have the comic book of the movie, some tie-ins. This is the 1989 movie comic. This is like a reprint. It's not from way back in 1989, but it's the movie in comic form, so it's cool. It's cool, man. The weird thing about this though is like Batman in the movie, he's got very dark, as you can see in this picture I got on my screen. His costume is very dark and just all black, and for some reason in the comic it's like kind of light gray and black. Whatever, not a big deal. And then this is one of my favorite possessions. So this is the album, the vinyl album, 1989, by none other than the greatest artist of all time, Prince. So good, man. What a weird like collection or combination of awesome stuff all in one. If you think about it, Batman, Tim Burton, Prince. How awesome. Like, who had that idea? It's so amazing. And if I so I'm now I'm going on a tangent, but we're here. So like if I was thinking about it the other day when I finished this book. And by the way, last night I just watched the movie again. It's still awesome. It's still amazing. So good. I wish they made movies like that again. So I was thinking the other night as I was rereading this book, what made me up as like what constitutes me, my personality, just my existence more than Batman 1989? Probably not much. The whole nature versus nurture. Okay, obviously school, my parents, my family, church. Those had great influences on what have become as a human being, as an adult. But right up there, man, Batman 1989 had a huge effect on how I turned out, if you think about it. All my collective interests and personality. Batman is my favorite superhero, always has been. Prince is my favorite musician and artist. And it's just kind of cool. I don't know what's going on with the screen here. I don't know if this is messing up your screen. So, where was I going? Oh, yeah. So that kind of made me up as a person. I got that album. So I live in a suburb of Minneapolis, grew up here, and Prince is infused in the culture here. Kind of like, if you go to Greece, I've never been, I'd love to. If you go to Greece and you think of like the Greek gods, everything, Homer, that's just part of the air you breathe there. That's like what Minnesota, and Minneapolis in particular, is for Prince. So like, it's just everywhere, and this movie just gushes that too, and that's so cool. But I got the album at Paisley Park, actually. My wife took me for my birthday. We did a tour of Paisley Park. That's Prince's recording studio, and I bought it there. You can't find it too many places, but it's a great album too, man. Just banger after banger, great songs. Even if people probably get turned away because it's got the Batman symbol on it, it's great music regardless. But it's even better because it's Batman. So, okay, so you're not here to hear about my life and stuff. So this book, let's just start out. It's not going to change your life. That's not what it's designed to do. It's just a fun book that ties into the movie to make Warner Brothers a lot of money, and it probably did. They picked a good author, though, Craig Shaw Gardner. I don't know a lot of his stuff, really. I haven't read a lot of his stuff, nor do I plan on reading a lot of his stuff. Not really my style. He's at least in this book, what he did so good is he picked the right writing style. It was very kind of noir, crime, novel, thriller type. I read this old book by James Cain called Double Indemnity because I work in insurance, so I thought the title was really cool. And that was that was like from the 1930s or something. And it's a really good crime thriller, fast paced, reads kind of like a comic book, really. It's just very fast paced, and that's what this book it does, which is perfect because that's what the movie does. So it fits the style. Very fast, There's not a lot of inner monologues, thoughts about life. Batman doesn't stop to examine the grass or what makes trees grow and stuff. He goes and kicks butt and saves the day, gets Vicky Vale. Great, good stuff. So the writing style was perfect for this. The I laughed when I wrote my review on my blog of this because this book had such an uphill battle for me. It was at such a huge disadvantage because right before reading this book, I read Test of the D'Urbervilles by the great Thomas Hardy. That is a mammoth of English literature. So amazing. Watch my review, read my review of that. It's so good. And it's a classic for a reason. So I read that, right? Mind blown, life changed. And then here comes as a Batman movie novelization. It's a little, so sorry, but you're at a disadvantage already. What was so cool though is I still enjoyed it. It was a great book. So it kind of balanced out because, I was thinking I'm going to love this book because I love the movie, the nostalgia effect. But I think it kind of washes out because I can take the book on its merits because even after having read such a great book like Test of the D'Urbervilles, I still enjoyed this. I don't know if that's a real scientific equation for book reviewing, but in my mind it made sense. So it's a good book. It's a really good book. I'll never know what it would be like to pick up this book without having seen the movie, whether I would enjoy it or not. I'd probably just be very confused. Like, what? What the heck? What is going on? I think though, I think you could enjoy it. It would be a trip, man. But I think you could enjoy it without having seen the movie. Um, the obvious problem with this book is you don't get the visuals of Tim Burton. When he directs the movie, it's very, very Tim Burton, and that's part of what's so great about the movie is his stylizations, the Gotham City. He paints the picture well with words. Honestly, like the first chapter was very, very well written. It painted the scene, and it felt like you were in the Tim Burton Gotham City. But after that, there's no description. It's just story. Let's get through it. I'm guessing it took the author like a week to write this book, you know. But he did very well at describing and setting the scene. The downside of the thing I didn't like about this book is because of the fast-paced writing style. Craig Shaw Gardner, he switched a lot between character point of views, and it's kind of hard. Like there were some times where I was just like, wait, who's talking right now, or who's thinking right? Like, so I'd have to reread it a little bit. Minor gripe, but it does take you out of it a little bit. I gave the book 6 out of 10. It actually was better than I thought it would be. I've read a lot of movie novelizations as a kid, and mostly they're terrible. It's just a money grab. This was actually pretty good. So they picked a good author. He picked a good writing style to match. That's what ruins, or that's what makes movie novelizations bad, I think, is when the author doesn't fit. He writes in a weird style that doesn't fit the movie. But in this book, he matches it perfectly. So that's really good. The other awesome thing about reading movie novelizations is oftentimes you get little Easter eggs that weren't in the movie, like extra scenes and things that were left out, or just I don't know, for whatever reason they add it, and that's cool. Star Wars does that a lot. This one, kind of. Like there is a scene where Batman in the book commandeers a police horse and is riding through Gotham City on a horse, like chasing bad guys. So that's pretty cool. But that's really it. It's not like more than that. So it's that was kind of a bummer. I was really hoping to get some more cool scenes, but it was just Batman on a horse, which is kind of sweet, I guess. Uh, so I'm gonna read Batman Resurrections soon after this to continue on in the Batman or the Earth 89 story arc. I picked up also on eBay Batman Returns, the movie or the movie novelization. I like that movie better than 89, so hopefully the book is pretty cool too. And then there's actually a comic series called Batman 89, which picks up after Batman Returns. So I don't read a lot of comics, and maybe I'll review it. I don't know. Probably not because I mostly stick with books. But yeah, so Batman, it's fun. This is a cool trip doing this YouTube channel. Um, Going back to some things that you see as a kid, and it's kind of fun. I enjoy it, and it's fun seeing other people on other YouTube channels do the same thing. That's what makes the internet so cool. Is just finding other people with similar interests, and then reigniting, rekindling that nostalgia spark. I don't know. It's pretty sweet. Batman 1989, 6 out of 10 movie novelization. The movie, 5 billion out of 10. If nothing else, see the movie. It's so good. It still holds up. It's goofy. It's definitely goofy, but it's amazing. So go watch it and read the book if you want to put it to words. We'll see you next time. You guys all have a great night.